Welcome to the Late Show with Dr. Clarence, the only show where we see the only television program that ZBC refuses to flight because we tell the truth and still manage to make it funny. And tonight's show is brought to you by Wange Unit 6. Whenever it feels like waking up, and by the new national currency, the ZiG. Now with exactly one meme of Chiwenga walking. Let us not waste time, ladies and gentlemen. 27 November 2025, history was made at Mount Hamden. And no, I'm not talking about the budget. I'm talking about the moment Vice President retired Dr. Constantino Gouveia Dominic Nyikadzino Chiwenga decided Mount Hamden was no longer a parliament, it was a runway. Here we see the rare Zimbabwean alpha in his natural habitat, moving in perfect 4K silence. Note the shoulders engineered by the same people who built the Tokemkosi Dam. Note the stride, exactly 87 centimeters, the optimal distance to remind you who really runs this place. The man looked directly into the camera and the lens apologized for existing. Within 43 seconds of his walk, ladies and gentlemen, X, formerly Twitter, formerly functional, collapsed. Top 10 worldwide trends, all of them Chiwenga. Number 1, hashtag Chiwenga walk. Number 2, Chiwenga suit designer. Number 3 is the VP single. Mem, here's the country to discipline, relax. Number 4, Mount Hamden just became Paris. And number 5, Mthuli Ncube. And the moment he steps into parliament, now, ladies and gentlemen, they said, give the people bread. He gave them breadcrumbs of hope and still collected 10 out of 10. Mthuli spent 3 hours talking about ZiG 276 billion, but the only figure trending is Chiwenga's shoulder to waist ratio. I mean, look at the man. He didn't just arrive, he annexed the red carpet. Security tried to check him for weapons. He opened his jacket and pure charisma fell out. The metal dictator started speaking Shona and said, "Man over president." He walked and go hey. Chiwenga walking like the budget is already balanced in his head. He didn't sit down for full 5 minutes because the chair was scared to crease the suit. Honestly, Mthuli could have just stood and said, "Fellow Zimbabweans, the 2026 budget is whatever General Chiwenga is wearing today. We ball, mic drops, parliament adjourned, we all go home happy." But no, Mthuli Ncube spoke for 3 hours and 42 minutes. My lights went off twice during that speech, and even Zexa texted me, bro, we fell asleep. Now, the question is, who won the day? A. Professor Mthuli Ncube. B. The nation that now has to Google what harmonized gold royalties mean. Or C. Vice President Chiwenga, who turned a budget presentation into Paris Fashion Week cool edition. Now, if you picked C, congratulations, then you are breathing. So what happened there at the budget, at the Zimbabwe budget? They say the budget theme is key milestones for Zimbabwe's future. Lies. The real theme is how to survive 2026. After you have seen this walk and nothing else matters, Mthuli stood up for 3 hours trying to explain fiscal deficit. My brother in Christ, the only deficit today was in everyone else's confidence. You could have saved time and just played this walk on loop with text overlay. GDP growth, whatever he says it is. Inflation, secret straight. Foreign investors currently learning Shona on Joe lingo because of this walk. Meanwhile, ZBC cameramen forgot their jobs for 12 full minutes. The national broadcast was just one angle. Chiwenga's left profile, my grandmother in Rusape, called me shouting, Wakomana awa, wakaita say, ndikuda kuona budget. I told the gogo, budget, yakato shandiswa, sema back vocals, ekuok uku. And the sunglasses indoors, the man walked past a solar-powered calculator and it committed suicide out of inadequacy. Somebody asked ChatGPT to describe the suit color. ChatGPT said military victory green with notes of mind your business. Then we would find live reactions, ladies and gentlemen, reactions coming from the social media in Zimbabwe. And what were some of the reactions? Passion Java said, I saw an angel wearing exactly that same suit in 2017. I now pronounce 2026 blessed. Wikneo Chuvayo, who wants the same suit? First 50 DMs I am paying. And South African trolls, we thought Ramaphosa had drip. We are sorry. And final stats from Parliament today. Words spoken by Mthuli Ncube, 9,847. Words understood by the nation, 12. Times Chiwenga removed his sunglasses, 0. Times the nation removed their jaws from the floor, still trying. Ladies and gentlemen, forget the budget. The real 2026 allocation is 100% of national drip budget goes to one man. The rest of us will manage with drip from Chiwenga's shadow. Then we go over to the nation of Tanzania, ladies and gentlemen. We are seeing Samia Suluhu making headlines. And now this time, these headlines are not good ones, ladies and gentlemen. They are accusations that Samia Suluhu has appointed her entire family into the cabinet. We see this one here which reads, this is by Africa Today Media Group. President of Tanzania hired her entire family and made them ministers. Here's a video of President of Tanzania Samia Suluhu, her son's daughter, Wanu Hafidh Ameir swearing in as Deputy Minister of Education of Tanzania. These ceremonies happened in private because the Tanzanians were not happy with the 29 October elections that left 2,000 Tanzanians dead. They were shot by Tanzanian police and other security forces in Tanzania. So we see a video on this is posted. Let us find out what the video says there.
Mimi Wanu Hafidh Ameir naapa kwamba nitakuwa mwaminifu kwa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania na kuitumikia kwa moyo wangu wote, na kwamba nitaihifadhi, nitailinda na kuitetea Katiba ya Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania kwa mujibu wa sheria iliyowekwa. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu nisaidie. Mimi Wanu Hafidh Ameir naapa kwamba nitaitumikia vema na kwa moyo thabiti Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania katika kazi zangu za Naibu Waziri wa Elimu, Sayansi na Teknolojia, na kwa wakati wote nitamshauri kwa hekima na uaminifu Rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, na kwa vyovyote vile sitatoa siri za Baraza la Mawaziri. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu nisaidie.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing that over in the nation of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan has decided to keep it all in the family. That's right, folks. She appointed her daughter as Deputy Minister of Education. I think we could all see that they actually look alike. Yes, she appointed her daughter, Wanu Hafidh Ameir, as Deputy Minister for Education, and her son-in-law, Mohamed Mchengerwa, as Minister of Health. Talk about a family business. I guess when you're the president, nepotism is just another word for family meeting. But wait, there is more. This all happened after a rather, let's say, contentious election on October 29. Hassan's re-election sparked protests across the country, and unfortunately, things got ugly. Reports say hundreds, maybe even over 1,000 people were killed by security forces. Now, I know what you are thinking. Over 1,000. Well, the UN and media are saying hundreds, but our social media posts here is going for the dramatic 2,000. Either way, it is a tragedy. Even if one person died. And get this, the report claims one swearing in was done in private to avoid a backlash over the election violence. But nope, this video shows it was made a public ceremony, witnesses and all. So, it seems like transparency was the name of the game, even if the game itself was a bit messy. Stay tuned, folks, because we'll be diving deep into the world of family politics and electoral chaos. Don't touch that dial.